for her to go talking one day and tell you she loves you, not to say it the next day would be awful.
We encourage people to keep a supply on hand because you just don't know when it can occur.
I was feeling that I was very socially awkward.
Pharmacy and health is an industry. It really is, and it's market driven.
What could be scarier than having a seizure and knowing the medication they've put you on isn't going to work? The pharmaceutical industry is going through a drug shortage, and patients with epilepsy are having to change medication. It isn't working. Hera and Rob DeAngelis are parents to 4-year-old Ava. Hera says it's been a rough few years.
She has epilepsy, specifically Dravet syndrome, which is hard to control seizure disorder that's difficult to control through medication, and then cause regression cognitively and physically for children.
Rosalind Werner Arce is the executive director for Epilepsy Ontario. She says people living with this condition can't switch the medication in a day. It must be gradual.
If that doesn't happen, it can cause serious health problems for people, including increased seizure activity and even leading up to a condition known as status epilepticus, which can be life-threatening and requires hospitalization.
Jennifer Duncan was recently diagnosed with a non-cancerous cyst. She's been on medication for about a year, and she's worried about what could happen if she can't keep taking them.
The fear is that what if I'm alone with the kids, and because of a bad night I end up having a seizure and something happens to the kids.
Ross McDowell is the owner and pharmacist at Pioneer Park Pharmacy. He says the shortage has had a major effect on the customers and the business.
Recently, there's been massive shortages. I just placed a $4,000 order last night. I got $3,000 in product. I'm short 20% of my order.
He says that the reason for the shortage is unknown and that the pharmaceutical companies won't say why.
There's no regulation that they have to tell the public or the government as to why they aren't making a product.
Epilepsy Ontario has made calls to get the real reason why there is a shortage.
Sometimes we hear about that it's a production issue or it's a shortage of raw materials issue. We don't really know what the issue is.
And that isn't helping children like Ava, who depend on many medications to keep their seizures at bay. One of Ava's drugs, clobazam, is on the shortage list. DeAngelis and her husband are frustrated and believe the real reason for the shortage may be something else.
You know, I think it all probably boils down to money.
Duncan agrees.
I think it has more to do with profits, and not that they would just like blatantly not make it or not distribute it properly, but maybe if they're not making as much money, they'll say, let's outsource this.
Ava's situation will continue to evolve as she gets older. Duncan, however, is hopeful that her dosage can be lowered.
The seizures really only seem to come into play when I don't sleep enough. So once I start sleeping through the night again on a regular basis, this whole problem may just disappear.
This is carbamazepine, the same drug Jennifer Duncan takes. While it hasn't been affected by shortages lately, it has been in the past. Werner Arce says that Health Canada has put up a website listing all the medications in short supply. For 519 Online News, I'm Julia Lovett.